That do it?
Probably. It'll be fine.
Welcome to the All Washed Up podcast with Thomas Bloody Wilson and myself, Jacob Bradley.
I see you're trying to be the host this time. Is that you're establishing...
I'm establishing dominance right here.
Yours was more confident. Mine was a bit insecure. I think I even said, I don't really want to be the host after it. Do you want to be the host? Who wants to be the host? I just tried being the host. I don't like it.
No. I'm not camera shy. I'm ready to go.
I just have a banana.
Look at this man.
I like it.
This man loves bananas.
It's my favorite fruit that I've ever eaten, and it's pretty good.
What do you think of this chair you're sitting on?
It's not the best chair.
Okay, I thought it was just mine that had the problem.
Yeah.
There's no structure underneath it. You sit on the cushion and you fall like below the frame of the chair.
We've got the same chair, right?
Yes, but I thought mine was broken. But I sat on yours before and realised it was bad.
Yeah, it's the same.
Well, I put a cushion on mine.
Same and bad.
But I didn't fix yours.
It's all right. It's fine.
All right, so what are we here to talk about?
Some of the stuff that we've done in the past, some of the old band days.
Mm-hmm. Band-Aids.
I guess like the first thing we're going to talk about is one of our like more infamous gigs that we played.
Wait, let's do the Hamilton incident first, right?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That's the biggest gig of our days?
No, I said more infamous.
Okay, within...
Oh, for me anyway, it's like one of the gigs that stands out as being like an infamous one for us.
Wow, I bet.
So this gig, I don't even know how we got the gig to begin with. Do you know?
I get the feeling this band over there called Kamikaze Death Squad. See, he thinks that's hilarious. I'm pretty sure that's the band.
Yeah.
They invited us to come over and play.
And it was at a little like cafe bar type thing called Mojo Bar or something.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called, but Mojo...
Probably doesn't exist anymore.
No, it probably doesn't.
But yeah.
So what happened was they weren't going to pay us very much. They were probably going to pay us like $50 or $100.
Yeah.
But we got to drink for free all night.
Yeah.
They said.
Yeah, and they had these like giant. They were giving us these giant jugs of like some awesome raspberry vodka cocktail thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like a squishy, pink squishy.
Yeah, like
it
a
was
slushy
delicious.
type thing. And we drank like 10 of those before we even like were supposed to play.
Yeah.
And we're all completely inebriated.
I remember he might have just been our drum tech at the time, Adam Elkins. What are we doing today, Esty?
Bit of stuff. I'll
Guitars?
probably just fix all your stuff.
Guitars?
Yeah.
Bit of guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was really drunk and he was lining up at the bar to get more drinks.
Yep.
And we just kept pulling his pants down and he wouldn't even notice that his pants were down. He was that drunk.
Just
And he
sexually harassing the roadie.
Yeah. Anyway, we got cut off by about 7:30. So by like, I don't know, 2 bands had played.
Yeah, I remember the bartender came up to us and he's just like, you guys, you cut off, you're not drinking anymore, you won't be able to play the gig. And we're like, fuck off, man. Like, keep them coming. We're good. And we played really bad. I remember it was heaps sweaty.
We weren't good. I had never drank before playing a show before. It wasn't something I'd done. And what we forgot to mention was this was our drummer's first gig with us.
Yeah.
This is how we introduced him to the band. And this dude, we wanted to impress because he was 30 at the time or something like that. He was a bit older than us. He's like covered in tattoos, head to toe. But more importantly, he'd played in some pretty big, significant bands, like big Australian bands. And he toured overseas and he was friends with these bands like I Killed the Prom Queen and Bleeding Through. And
Yeah, he's like a hometown hero kind of thing. So yeah, we played the gig. It was messy and sweaty. And then after the gig, just wandering around the small township there of Hamilton. And I think we ended up at the local McDonald's and we got into a bit of strife with some local boys there. And
well, what happened was Nathan Wilson, our bass player.
Yeah.
What's that, Nathan?
That was fun.
That's a fucking joke.
Rest in peace, Nathan. He was really drunk and he was just doing silly goose time.
Yeah.
Rolling around on the floor, I think, in Maccas, and it was packed and people had to keep walking around him and stuff because he was in the way. And people were like, stop being so fucking annoying and shit.
Yep.
And he didn't care. Anyway, there was a group of guys there. We ate and we left and we're walking around and I screwed up my Maccas bag and I threw it over a fence.
Yeah.
It was like a government building fence, a big brown fence. Shitty thing to do. But I don't know, whatever, I did it.
Who cares? We drank 4,000 fucking slushy vodka drinks by then. I mean,
That makes
the
it
world
okay.
was our oyster, for sure.
So anyway, those local boys that weren't happy with us in Maccas, they saw that.
Yeah.
And they saw that as a reason to try and kill us, I think. So I don't really know what happened from there. That's more you, I think.
Well, I just remember like all that sort of stuff happening that you just explained. And then next minute, one of the guys actually punched Nathan in the face. Mm-hmm. He's on the ground. He's got blood all over him. I think he was laughing because he was confused. That crazy and confused. I was in a bit of a state then too. And I, for some reason, got mad and decided to take my anger out on smashing a giant front shop window.
Well, what was the
building? It was like Toys R Us or I don't know,
Jesus.
something like that.
Yeah. The kids,
I
poor kids.
I kicked in the window and then left my shoe there. I had blood all over my foot.
How'd you leave your shoe in the window? Why did you kicked the window so hard that your shoe fell off?
Yeah, I kicked the window really hard. Shoe just went into the window. The whole thing fell down. I think we all freaked out at that point.
Uh-huh.
And I remember people yelling like, what the fuck? And then we're just like, we've got to get out of here. Like, we've got to get home or something. Like, so we all legged it back to the car. We're in the car having a bit of a powwow about like, what the fuck are we going to do? And we're like, fuck it, let's just drive. Let's get out of here.
And do you know who drove?
Yeah, was driving at that stage.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Until he realized he was too drunk. Oh, can I say that?
I don't know.
Okay, we can just skip to the part. I ended up driving.
Yeah.
And I was on my L's. Yep. And everybody else was drunk and nobody else had a full license. So that was not good for me to be driving.
It was fine. It was necessary.
Yeah, it was probably the most safe option.
Trying to keep me out of jail at this point.
Yeah. And then at some point we swapped over to Gavin, thank God, because then what happened, we saw police.
We were boosting out of town. We're probably like 5 to 10 kilometers on our way back towards Mount Gambier. Yeah, it was like really late, early in the morning.
Yeah.
And I just remember we're like hooking down the highway and there was a car come behind us. We were like, that's obviously the cops because who the hell else is going to be following us out here at this time? Mm-hmm. So we pulled over on a side road, like a farmer's driveway pretty much. And we sat there and we turned all the lights off. And I remember we were waiting there. And then the car went past and it was the cops. And we're like, all right, we'll wait a bit. So we're like sitting there waiting. And we're like, all right, let's just go. Like, we can't sit here forever. It's been like 10, 15 minutes. So we took off and we start driving. And then the cops came back past us. And like, obviously they knew it was us. Or they were just going to be like, oh, we'll pull these guys over. So they double back, pull us over. I just remember the police officer came up to the car and was just like, asking us a bunch of questions, and he's just like, oh.
What have you boys been up to tonight?
Yeah.
Not much. We've just been relaxing when we just got up early in the morning to drive to Mount Gambier.
Yeah. He asked me to step out of the car, and
he told you to get out of the car.
Yeah.
And you were like, nah, man, I don't want to get out of the car. He's like, get out of the car. And you got out of the car, and he was like, where's your other shoe? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
And he held it up, and he was like, is this it?
Yeah.
Just like Cinderella.
Exactly. I had like, it was that shoe at the time that like infamous like Vans slip on with like the checkers. Mm-hmm. That was the shoe covered in blood.
So that's very emo.
Yeah, that's
good.
Super 2007, 8.
Nice. I like it.
And so, yeah, next thing that happened is I'm getting arrested and chucked in the back of the paddy wagon. Mm-hmm. You boys are having to drive back to the police station to come and bail me out sort of thing. I got mugshotted, I got interviewed and everything, and I ended up having to pay like a $3,000 fine to replace the window. Mm-hmm. That's like, yeah, that's the first time I ever got arrested.
That's the first time you ever got arrested?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Cool. Very good.
So that whole story was leading to the first time I ever got arrested, pretty much.
Okay, great. How are we transitioning? Actually, you know what?
Yeah. What's that? That's a diaper?
That is not a diaper. That is a pad.
Yeah.
I was trying it under my armpit to see how it would feel to soak up the sweat. So
Yeah.
you know me to be a sweaty guy, right?
Yeah.
I've always been a sweaty guy. But can you confirm that my sweat under my armpits does not smell weird?
It doesn't smell.
It's strange.
Never
It just
smelled.
smells like tap water. I don't know what it is. I was engaged to a... No, I don't need to say that. I was engaged to a tap water. Anyway, so I was trying this out, and I'm going to try it again. I only tried it on one armpit, and by the time I'd put it on, I was already sweating. So it was kind of gross, but I'm going to try it again, and I'll report back on that, and I'm going to try some other stuff too, and we'll see if we can sort this out.
Yeah, sort it out. I mean, if it doesn't smell, then like who cares? But I guess it's more the problem of the liquid coming out of your armpit.
Yeah, it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And now it's all sticky in there too. I don't like that. That's all right.
What's the sweatiest gig you've ever played, do you reckon?
Do you mean sweaty as in like with the band that I liked the most?
No, just like any gig you've played where you like
got really sweaty.
I just stepped out of the shower.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
It was with Abmella, and it was that time we played outside at the old jail.
Yeah, that's online actually on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really, really hot.
It was like 40 degrees. It's fucked.
I had to play drums for Sierra as well.
The double banger.
Sierra was headlining because I think it was it something significant for them, or I can't remember.
It was one of our last gigs. How we always used to break up. Be like, this is our last gig, guys. Everyone come out.
It was one of our farewell gigs.
Yeah, farewell.
We always had to stir shit for some reason. I was playing in the band Sierra, and they had this whole PMA thing, which is positive mental attitude, and they were all for that, which is great, good for them. For some reason, because we're scumbags, I don't know, we didn't resonate with that, and we kind of thought that was stupid, and we wanted to make fun of that for some reason, even though I was in that band and I liked those guys. Do you know why the PMA thing partly bothered us? Because the singer of Sierra made it a straight edge show, so the bar wasn't allowed to be open, so nobody could drink, and it was a really hot day, which it doesn't matter, you can drink water, but people wanted to drink beer and have a good time, and for PMA reasons they didn't have that, and we were just like, oh, come on man, that's not fun.
Yeah.
How else are you meant to play terribly?
Yeah, exactly.
So it was a cheeky banter thing, but what we did was we wrote an intro. There was like this heavy hardcore thing, and the lyrics were fuck PMA, drink beers and get laid.
Yeah.
Over and over again, the whole band just shouting it. And we opened with that. And I had to play with Sierra after that. But I got off stage and I was like, had all these blisters all over my hand because of how sweaty I was, because of how hot it was.
Yeah.
And I was having to go on again. And the singer was kind of just glaring at me. He was like, Tom, it's time to go. Don't worry, it's all good now. We're both friends with all those guys.
Yeah,
they're
I'd
great
say
guys. We did stupid shit like that all the time. Anyway,
Yeah, of course.
that was a sweaty gig. What about yours? What was your sweatiest gig?
Yeah, that one, man, for sure.
Right.
It was like 45 degrees out in the sun. There's no cover.
Yeah.
We're just getting obliterated by the sun that day. That was sick. Another sweaty ass gig was when we played Soundwave.
Yes.
For sure. That was a hot day.
So after the Hamilton thing,
Yeah.
I think we recorded an EP and an album twice and didn't put them out.
Yeah.
We like keep redacting them.
All right, here we go.
And then this is what happened. You're not going to remember this. We got to a point in the band where we got bored with what we were doing and we weren't progressing any further. We had just recorded our EP, Dead, the one that's on Spotify. We had just recorded that and nothing really happened and we were a bit disheartened. And so we changed it up and we put our bass player at the time on drums. And I was the drummer at the time and I moved to just vocals. And you jumped on bass. Do you remember this?
Is this before Soundwave?
This is before Soundwave.
Yeah.
So we mucked around with this for about a month, and I was just the singer. And then one day I was sitting up at this lookout, Potter's Point. Everybody knows Potter's Point, except from anybody not from here. No, it was actually Lights Lookout.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was Lights Lookout. And I got a phone call from a random number. I normally wouldn't answer, but for some reason I did.
What time was this during the day?
Around lunchtime.
Yeah.
And I was standing looking over the thing, and it was really beautiful. And I was contemplating life. And I got a phone call, and I just went, you know what? I'll answer it.
Yep.
And it was fucking Triple J. And they were like, you guys fucking won Soundwave.
Really?
You guys are going to Soundwave.
Is that all they said?
No, I can't remember what they said.
What happens when were you on air when they call you?
I was listening to a 30 Seconds to Mars song at the time, this fucking really epic one as well, so it was super epic.
Yeah.
Was I on air at the time? No.
They just call you and like, what does the guy say? He's like, hey, is this Tom?
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah. And he's just like, hey, you're playing Soundwave Festival.
And I was like, fuck yeah, man. Whoa, holy shit. That's just what we need. And then he was talking about how good our EP was, Dead. And
buttering you up.
Yep, saying that they'd been playing it on air and they'd be playing it during the day on Triple J and how they want to continue playing it and all this kind of stuff, which was amazing. And then that kind of made my heart sink though, because we'd been working on this new material where I was the singer and not the drummer.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, okay. All right, we're going back to that thing. I'll hop back on drums and we'll go back to how we were before. So do you remember doing that at all?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Because you were like, you had to play drums because like there was no one else that could play the songs the way you needed them to be played.
Yeah.
So we went back to the old like band format.
And we dropped all the new songs we were writing.
So yeah, we ended up winning the fucking Triple J on Earth competition to play Soundwave in Adelaide that year.
Mm-hmm. Leading up to it, we were practicing with mirrors all around us. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like every little thing. Practicing.
Yeah. We were practicing heaps in the month leading up to that gig.
When we got up to Soundwave in my old white wagon that ended up dying, we tried to drive into the backstage area. Yeah. And the guy was like, whoa, the fuck are you doing? And we were like, oh, we're Ad Miller, we're playing the thing. And he's like, the fuck does that mean, man? I don't care.
Yeah, we had no like
Where's
passes
your passes
or anything.
Yeah, and then I realized we were meant to get these passes from who was the guy that ran Soundwave that fucked it up.
I don't know. Can't remember his name.
Whatever his name is, I'll put it up on the screen. He ended up taking over Big Day Out and stuff.
Yeah, yep.
He didn't send us the passes. Anyway, for some reason, this guy let me pull up my emails and show him the emails between me and Triple J and stuff like that. And then he took that as a pass, which is super lucky because normally people don't do that. And then so that was a huge relief. So we all jumped back in the car and I like did the Dukes of Hazzard jump through the window because the window was down.
Yeah.
And so I was like half hanging out the window and Gavin just started driving.
Yeah, right.
I was sitting outside the window. And then immediately this like tech or whatever security guard backstage was like, "Oi, stop!" and made us stop and told me off. He's like, "First of all, you're going too fast and you're fucking hanging out the window. You can't be doing this shit."
Yeah.
Where's country boys? Fucking dinguses.
Yeah, because I wasn't in that car with you guys. I was in the other car with the rest of the gear.
Okay.
The thing is, like, playing a like massive gig like that for us, like coming from a small town and stuff, that was like the pinnacle of like, holy shit, like we've kind of like... we've made it, we're here, we're doing like the thing that we've like set our like minds on for so long now. And like obviously as like people know, like it never goes the way that you that you wanted it to or planned it to or hoped that it would, sort of thing. We get there and then we're hanging out like backstage and stuff and we're waiting to go on and we're super nervous, and I think we had trouble, like, because we had a banner that got made and we had trouble putting that up at the start before anyone got there because we had to do everything ourselves. Like, we didn't have any fucking stage techs or sound techs or anything.
Yeah. Oh, just while I remember, a couple of years after I was playing in Sierra, I ended up quitting that band. And then, like, 6 months later, they ended up getting the Soundwave gig. So I missed out on that, and it went really well for them. Apparently they got there, and I don't know if you heard this, but the techs and stuff were like, "Hey guys, what amps do you want? Do you want like a Mesa Boogie? Do you want this or that?"
What?
Like, yeah, they're just like, "What do you guys? Anything you want, we'll give it to you." And it was just went extremely well for them.
That's heaps good.
And that's good. That's good for them. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, like we thought we didn't worry about, because we thought about bringing our own sound guy, because we've been working with a sound dude, and we're like, oh, surely it's going to be like sweet because like they'll have good sound techs there. And
Festival sound techs.
in hindsight, yeah, you don't realize that you're the first band of the day, and like they're just trying to like fucking get things sorted out. So when you play, they're kind of just like fucking around. They don't know what's going on.
We were the guinea pigs.
Yeah,
it was like the uni students.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty much who they get to do.
It was like work experience.
Those sort of gigs.
I remember you went and saw them or something, or you saw them over there and you came back, you were like, they're fucking earplugs in. How are they mixing with earplugs in?
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's
pretty
significant
funny.
or not, but that's funny.
I mean, they're so far away from the stage with like
Yeah.
a big open air festival like that. Like why, I don't know why you'd have earplugs in.
Yeah.
Seems pretty weird.
Protect your hearing.
Yeah, but still. You need to be able to hear what you're doing, don't you?
Yeah, I guess
hear
so.
what you're mixing.
Do you want to talk about like the people we met there?
Yeah.
Or do you want to
well,
keep going about the gig first?
The gig went terribly, as we thought it would about halfway through after everything
There was a
started.
big crowd for us though. It was very
Yeah, no, we
sweet.
had a
We
good
were
crowd.
on early in the morning.
Yeah.
And there was a huge crowd there for us, and they were supportive, and we saw like a huge chunk of people from Mount Gambier singing along to us, and they were all super stoked.
So
for
that
us,
was
and
amazing. Yeah, that was heaps good.
one of the big bands tweeted about us, and people kept coming up and saying like, oh, this band, like Slipknot or something, had tweeted about us, and we're like, oh my God, that's amazing.
So that was cool. And then the band that played after us on that stage is like one of mine and yours like favorite bands, CKY.
Yes. CKY, which is what we're watching right now.
Yeah.
We played.
CKY. So
That's
good.
complicated. We're watching CKY, the show. There's also CKY, the band.
Yeah.
We both grew up just adoring that band, watching all their content and being obsessed with their riffs and learning all their shit.
All that crew. So sick.
Part of that crew is BAM Margera.
BAM MARGERA. He loves the stick. He also likes to take the top of it.
And he was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
We got to meet him backstage, so that was pretty surreal.
Like a childhood hero.
Yeah. I remember he was just like, he was sitting there and like he had that sort of attire on where he's like, he had like a hood and stuff, and he's all just
show a
like kind of
photo.
like chilling out there. And I couldn't think of anything to say to him. So like he had like paint all over his hands, and I was like, oh, I didn't even like say hi or anything. I was like, oh, why have you got paint on your hands? And he just goes, oh, because I was painting in my hotel room. I was like, cool, man. And then just was like too scared and just like walked off.
Wasn't he all fucked up? Hadn't he gotten beaten up?
Yeah, he got into like a knife fight or something down Hindley Street.
Yeah.
The night before,
Hindley
apparently.
Street's gnarly. Like a group of people we got in a fight with or something.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. So anyway, that was amazing. But
One of the worst parts of the experience for me was like after the gig, we weren't allowed to stay backstage. We didn't get any sort of like backstage passes, which I thought was really weird. And we had to like give our whatever passes we got back and then just got like thrown into the Gen Pop to like wander around for the rest of the day.
we still had some lanyards for some reason though.
But I remember like you or Gavin calling me and being like, where are you? Because I still was
'cause our-
backstage and you're like, you got to give your pass back. And I was like, why?
They were flipping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? I don't understand why.
I'm not sure, but our guitarist actually kept his
Yeah.
pass and he stayed backstage all day and had a great time. He met Vinnie Paul.
Yeah, he's
he
hanging
got
backstage as a Slayer and shit,
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
chilling.
Crazy. We shouldn't have given the passes back.
Nah.
But we still had some lanyards because I remember after the gig we went to Enigma Bar
Yeah.
and we had these passes and we could get into the all access area and stuff.
Yeah.
And we were in line. There was these scene girls there and we were kind of scene guys and they're like, oh, what band are you from? And I'm not going to fucking say my band. I'm not going to say Admella because they're going to be like, ew. So I was like, oh, I'm in Slipknot. Because, you know, who knows? I could be Joey Jordison. He's short and I'm not wearing a mask, whatever. I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. I just kept telling people
no
I
one's
was in
gonna know.
Slipknot all night. You met the drunk guy from Mastodon. You were hanging out with him for a bit, weren't you?
Yeah, met some cool people. That was like one of the highlights too. Getting to hang out with some like bigger bands and shit after the gig at Enigma Bar. Taking a piss with like the guitarist from Lamb of God.
Nice.
In the urinal.
Willie Adler or the other one?
Chris. Oh, he's a drummer, isn't he?
Chris is the drummer.
Yeah, it might have been Chris. Just shooting the shit in the toilet. It's already been half an hour. Whoa.
Fucking cameras, man.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Do you have any other fond memories of Enigma Bar?
Yeah, I do. Our friend Luke Jack at the time, tall, lanky, dorky skater guy, was up there just to support us. So he was like, what was he? He was an apprentice electrician at the time, and he was really bad at it.
Yeah.
He kept getting like, if you do that again, you're fired. He kept getting in that position. Yep. And we started doing this thing in Bath. Well, I won't say that.
What were you going to say? Started doing this thing.
No, so he would do this thing where he'd unscrew the power point next to the basin.
Yeah.
And pull the power point out and hang it into the sink with all the wires hanging in the sink and turn both the taps
Jesus
on.
Christ.
And then people would come in and be like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" He'd be like, "It's all right, I'm an electrician." And then I'd be like, is that safe or not? And he'd be like, I don't really know. I don't know. I'm not a good electrician.
But good.
Nobody died, I don't think.
Yeah,
as far as
well,
I know.
If no one dies, it's fine, I guess.
I mean, everybody dies.
Yeah. Got to die some way. If it's Luke Jack electrocuting you in the sink at Enigma Bar, then go for it.
So what did we do after Soundwave,
We
Jacob?
done
How
nothing.
did we use that
Do anything.
momentum we had to move on and become successful? What did we do?
No, well, as everyone who knew us and knew the band knows, we kind of just sat on our laurels or something, some saying like that. We kind
Sat
of
on our loins.
Yeah, we kind of just fucking thought that, like, oh yeah, now we should just like wait around for the record deal and the record company
That's
to
what
come
we
to
did.
us.
We waited for Triple J to call us up and give us another gig.
Yeah. I guess the thing is, like, with eating this on the podcast, annoy the shit out of everyone.
The thing about it is,
I've never had it before. What is it? It's so good.
Nutmeg.
Sponsor of the podcast, Be Ready Nutella.
hey,
Man.
speaking of trying things for the first time, have you got something for us over there?
It's a segment of the
Hope it goes
show.
with this.
Segment of the show where we try new drinks. But this is Yarra Burn, and it was $8 in the discount bin at Dan Murphy's. So I think it's wine.
Yarra Burn.
All right, let's do this.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's Goon. That's what that is.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's not bad.
I think I haven't had goon or something like that for a while, and this is like makes me feel warm and remembers me of walking around, drinking a goons, and hanging with my friends.
It's pretty bad.
It is not pretty bad.
No, I haven't.
It's pretty good. I'm even drinking it with the Nutella in my mouth. I got two things in my
It's
mouth.
so Goon, isn't it?
It's goon.
It's definitely Goon.
So when you say it's $8 for
for 4 cans.
4 cans of this,
And they're 1.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.8 standard drink. So, yeah, pretty drunk off of just those 4 cans. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Do you want to do some vocals on the theme of the show?
Yeah, man.
Cool.
For sure. So, you've written
It's just a riff.
like a riff and some drums and stuff for the theme song, and we've yet to do vocals on it. But like, I guess like when everyone hears the podcast for the
It's
first
on
time,
the first episode.
it'll
yeah.
have the vocals that have yet to be done. So yeah, that'll be sick. I'm keen to do that. I haven't done any sort of like vocals for a long time, or you know.
You think we'll get a bleeder?
Yeah. Nah, I reckon I'm good, eh?
Okay.
I've been drinking a lot of piss lately.
And you've been smoking a lot of
Yeah, I smoked this fucking...
light bulb.
I smoked this light bulb here.
There's
Basically... There's actually a light bulb
Yeah.
here for some reason.
That's what I thought you were reaching for.
Nah, I haven't smoked a light bulb for a while now. So
That's good for you. Hey, do you remember
stop it.
there was a band we played? No, come on! We played at the old jail with, and they're called like the Interpreters, or they're not called that at all.
The
They're like
Interrupters?
the Misfit Brothers or something, and they all had like emo hair. And one time they were smoking out of a light bulb in one of the rooms at the old jail. Do you remember those guys?
Yeah. The Idols. That's the Idols, man.
The Idols.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
They had some pretty
I knew it was the
pretty good
Interpreters.
songs. One called Cocaine Dance Party. That was fucking sick.
Are they dead now?
Nah. Yeah. Nah, they're not dead. I think they're all just I think they're all like doing really well. They're all like married and got kids and not smoking fucking crack anymore.
Oh,
You can't
okay.
smoke crack forever, man. You either like have a little stint at it when you're young and go crazy for a while and get out of it, or you just end up in jail. Or
It's very sad, Jacob.
it is.
Thank you. So I accept your sadness. I thank you for the sadness. And I move on from the sadness.
Yeah, move on from sadness.
What else you got for me? What happened? Is there anything else that happened after Soundwave? We blew
Something
it big
else.
time. So I guess the lesson is don't fucking blow it. Don't wait for somebody to do it for you. Don't be a dingus.
Let's take a lesson out of this. If you're in a band and you get an opportunity to do anything that's like big, cool, interesting, gonna propel you forward in some way, take that and just run with it as far as you can, because those opportunities don't come around all the time. And we got kicked the ball. We went up for the mark, as I'd say in footy, and we had it in our hands, and then we fucking dropped it straight away.
Yeah.
And then we've just been, we've been on the bench ever since.
Yeah. We got our hearts broken.
But it's fine though. I mean, you learn from everything, and
I don't know if you know this, but the EP that got us the Soundwave position and the Triple J featured artist thing, before that we were like really heavy, and then we transitioned into this EP which was like this pop punk / hardcore like sort of thing.
Yeah.
And all the local bands that we'd played with, not all of them, but a lot of them were just like, I can't believe it. They've gone so commercial and so polished, and it's bullshit.
yeah, I think that happens.
Crazy.
That happens with like a lot of bands.
Jack Lane, who's going to tattoo us, he got shown this EP of ours from his older brother, and his older brother was like pissed off about it, being like, I can't believe it, they've gone commercial and it's bullshit. And he showed it to Jack Lane, and Jack Lane was like, I actually like this. So we won one there, baby.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now we're getting free tattoos.
Yeah, sick. And
Woo.
how long's he been tattooing for?
I think he's done one tattoo so far.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, baby.
That's fine.
Well, that means we're at the start of the line.
Okay.
There's a long lineup, and we're just up the top, but we're high priority.
Yeah, okay. He's a musician as well as a
He
tattooist.
is.
Black metal.
He is
That's what you
in a
call
black
it?
metal band, a
Yeah.
band called Christ Dismembered.
Fuck yeah.
And they're a significant band in the black metal scene. They're a good band.
They've toured like overseas and stuff.
Japan.
So I'm
Yep.
sure he'll have some fucking sick stories to tell us.
I can't wait. We've done a lot of growing this episode, I think. A
Yeah.
lot of learning from this traumatic past of ours.
Yep.
Done a lot of growing from this Yarra burn. Oh, we didn't even talk about if it... Oh, yes, we did. We both said it was bad. No, you said it was bad, and I said it was fantastic,
Well, the
and I
drink.
stand by it. Yeah, the drink.
The drink is subjectively bad.
It's subjectively fantastical, and I'm
I
gonna...
subtract what I said
Hey, you
about
can't
this drink.
redact what's been taken back. Yarra burn, it's a fact. It's the best drink on the block.
Yeah, I'm not sold on it. I don't think it's good. It's not good. Come on.
It's very good.
It's only good because you've been eating jelly beans and Nutella.
Yes. That's my default, baby.